The Verge recently wrote an article about building your own solid state drive, and I thought, is it even worth it? It references this Intel solid state drive for about $100, which is actually a pretty good deal, regardless. But interesting enough, I saw it was 1800 megabits, and I wanted to compare. To be honest, I just wanted to see if there's anything faster that we could possibly use and switch it up a little bit. Now keep in mind that our Samsung T5 1 terabyte is 119 and is quoting 540 megabits per second on the read and write speeds, which we have tested and we came really close to that, so I'm gonna trust it. But I did find this crucial P5 1 terabyte for, again, same price at 119, so we're not gonna be saving ourselves any money in this case because we still need to buy a small case for it. But I really want to see if it will match up to this 3,400 megabits per second speed. Because if it does, that's quite a bit faster. I want to know if that really works. And just for reference, this is the case I bought. It's about $40, so we're going to add another $40 onto our 119, call it 120 plus 40, call it 160, versus the Samsung T5 at that 120 price. So if we really are going to get around that 3,000, 3,400 quoted speed, that $40 might be worth it, but I don't know. Let's find out. First things first, let's build this thing. And so Samsung T5 drive, we'll put that off to the side, and we're gonna take these guys and let's pop them out. First and foremost, try not to slice my finger off. Probably an easier way to do this, of course. All right, and we're going to be careful not to touch this right away, but I did want to show you just the size of this thing. This thing is so tiny. Look at that. That's just tiny comparatively, right? All right, now let's see what our case looks like. Put that right there. Pop this guy open. Some bits and pieces, a screwdriver. Comes in this kind of case here. That's kind of cool, but annoying all at the same time. Ooh, this thing is like heavy. It's got really good weight to it, as a matter of fact. So, let's see if you can see that. That's what this little guy looks like. It actually has some pretty, like it feels good actually. So let's see, where do I put this guy? So, we're gonna compare these two things, right? It's actually not bad. And let me take a quick second. The one thing I really like about this case over others, which is why I chose this one, is that it has a very flat back. And when we wanna attach this to our laptop lid here, and I like to do it with the Velcro strips, that's gonna be really important. So let's unscrew this thing and test it out. All right. Let's take our memory stick here. We're gonna drop this guy right in there. Okay, so now we're all kind of tucked in here and it gives us a cable to work with, but just for testing purposes, I want to test using the same cable as we're going to use with our Samsung T5 drive. So let's pop that laptop back open. We're gonna open up our drive speed tester. We will retest this guy just for a quick baseline, and then we will retest this guy, or test this guy, and let's see where we're at. Okay, we got our drive plugged in. Let's go ahead and select our target drive. We're going to come down here to blank, that's our drive. Click open, and then let's start our test. Ready, set, go. So that's not exactly what I expected to see on the write, less than 100 megabits, but the read was 868. That's fantastic, for this drive at least. Let's swap out the drives for the new guy that we just put together and retest it and see what we got. So overall, definitely an upgrade in the write speed, especially at 900 plus. I mean, that's huge. But the read speed being about equivalent, if not just a touch more, I'm gonna be honest, it's a little disappointing. So the question is, who's the winner? And okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I didn't exactly love that test, and I knew that I wasn't going to get that 3,000, 3,400 quoted speed because I'm not plugging directly into a motherboard. I get that, but I wasn't really thinking I would get less than 500 on the Samsung T5 that I got plugged in. And I wasn't even sure about the 900. So I thought I would do is I would test two other drives. So the first one I tested was this Western Digital, still 1 terabyte. It's about the same price, a little bit cheaper at 105. It quotes about 2400 in terms of speed, again, on a motherboard. So we knew it'd get less, but I wanted to test it out. And then I went a little bit crazy and picked up a Samsung Evo Plus, again a 1 terabyte. This one was quite a bit more at 160. So if you add the case to that, let's call it around $200, which is above what I wanted for this test, but I wanted to see what kind of production I get. So if I look at these side by side, I'm really only gonna get about 900 up and down. So for me, price included, I love that Samsung T5 drive. I thought it was fantastic. But if I'm looking for just pure speed, I'm looking to increase my read speed and keep my write speed really, really high, especially if I'm doing any sort of After Effects or Premiere Pro or to some degree Photoshop work. I think I'm gonna switch. I'll let you decide what you wanna do. If you got something out of this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.